butterfly effect is the idea that a small action can have a big, unforeseen outcome. One event that took place 151 years ago had a profound and unexpected long-term impact. On the 8th of September 1873, Sacred Heart Church in Bridgeton opened. This religious building had a major influence in helping to create Celtic Football Club. In the midst of Angorta Mór, or the Great Hunger, or Irish Potato Famine, many Irish emigrated to seek safety, with large numbers ending up in Glasgow. In fact, by the mid-1800s, around 1 in 5 people who lived in Glasgow had been born in Ireland. This growing Irish and Catholic community led to the expansion of churches across the city, including in the East End, which had parishes such as St Alphonsus and St Mary's. Various fundraising ventures took place, which eventually allowed for the building of a Catholic church in the Bridgeton area, serving not only Irish Catholics, but many Scottish Highland Catholics that had also fled from the perils of famine. Named Sacred Heart, this church officially opened on 8th of September 1873. The following year, a school connected to the church was also opened. This new school needed a head teacher. One Irish immigrant to Glasgow in the aftermath of famine had been a Sligo man, Andrew Cairns. He later joined the Marist brothers and took the religious name Walfrid. In 1870, Brother Walfrid secured a qualification to allow him to become a head teacher, and in 1874 he was appointed to this position in the new Sacred Heart School. From such small acorns would Celtic grow. Walfrid of course wanted to educate his school's pupils, but he also hoped to help them in other ways, including tackling many of the social problems they faced, such as hunger. Part of the reason they failed to attend school was a need to work to earn money for food. Walfrid's main plan to help his children and ensure good school attendance was the Poor Children's Dinner Table. This scheme meant that children who attended school could buy a dinner for 1 penny. The idea was that by charging a small amount, parents would not feel this was charity and thus be more inclined to use the service. However, in reality, money was never insisted upon and no child was turned away. This charity action was a huge success and soon had to expand its numbers. However, it was very expensive and difficult to fund. Walfrid tried various ways to raise money, including holding football games involving teams like Clyde, Hibs and Dundee Heart. Local fans were attracted to grounds such as Clyde's Barrowfield to see the increasingly popular sport of football. One match in particular caught Walfrid's attention. Hibernian were a beloved symbol of not only Edinburgh's Irish community, but all across Scotland. People in Dundee, Glasgow, Lanarkshire and elsewhere would seek out news of Hibs' fortunes. After Hibs beat Dumbarton to win the 1887 Scottish Cup, they held a victory party at St Mary's Church in the Carlton. The celebrations of the local Irish convinced Walfrid that Glasgow's East End needed its own Irish side, one that could raise more charity funds. Walfrid enlisted the help of the local Irish community, including prominent community leaders such as Builder John Glass and Dr John Conway. On the 6th of November 1887, a meeting involving them and others was held at 67 East Rose Street, near St Mary's Church. This agreed to set up a new football team, to be called Celtic. In fact though, Walfrid always pronounced this as Celtic, though he didn't get his way in how the new club would be known. Walfrid's efforts now turned to securing players and a ground on which to play. Months later, the Celts played their first match, beating Rangers 5-2 at the end of May 1888, and the new club soon grew in stature, described shortly after as the already famous Celtic. Many of the funds raised by Celtic were used to support the Poor Children's Dinner Table, helping feed children of different backgrounds across the East End, including in Sacred Heart's community. The club also helped raise money for other causes across Britain and Ireland. Locally in Glasgow, this included help for the families of women workers that died in the 1889 Templeton carpet factory disaster, and it also covered Irish political causes such as the Evictions Fund. However, there were also later arguments about whether enough Celtic money was being given to charity or too much was being spent on the club. At one point, this even saw another Irish club established as a rival to Celtic, Glasgow Hibernian, though this lasted for only a short time. In fact, in 1892-93, the season where Walford left Glasgow to move to London, Celtic failed to make a donation to the penny dinner scheme, which caused many complaints from Glasgow's Irish Catholic community. In 1909, a new Sacred Heart Church was built, which can still be seen today, and Sacred Heart Primary School is also still next to the church. Despite Walford leaving Scotland in 1892, his Glasgow legacy lived on, demonstrated in the penny dinner scheme that continued to feed poor children, and of course also his football club, Celtic. In part, this all happened because of a church that opened 151 years ago. It just goes to show how big an effect small actions can have. If you want to learn more about Celtic history, follow Hail Hail History on Twitter X, or you can take part in free Celtic history walks. Visit celticwalkingtours.wordpress.com to find out more.